Hello and welcome to a new series on my YouTube channel I am calling Underground Gems, where I take lesser known video games on Steam and talk about them and try to give them the recognition they deserve. And I don't really, my metrics for lesser known is just my friends list. Games my friends don't have. So I know that's not a simple random sample, I know it's not a good unbiased sample, but you know what, we're rolling with it. And this game is called A Story About My Uncle. It is $15 on Steam, and the main story takes about 3 to 4 hours to complete, depending on how good you are at platforming, which I am not. And this is a very easy, relaxing game. The basic premise is that a man is telling a bedtime story to his daughter about his Uncle Fred, and this is the last adventure he went on regarding his Uncle Fred, where he used to go on a bunch of adventures with Fred. They were really close, but now this is the last adventure. And he goes to Fred's house, finds his adventure suit with like this grappling and power jumps, and embarks on this adventure to follow Fred into this mystical land that he went to. So, yeah, so this is a pretty chill platformer. There's really not much else to be said about it. The platform mechanics are pretty cool. You got grapples, you got like power leaps, you get some rocket boots later, which I don't have any game. I didn't record any of myself doing that part with the rocket boots, but you get them, and yeah, the platform mechanics work really well. That's a positive. I don't feel like the game is ripping me off at any point, and the game is just always a skill issue when I miss a jump. And another positive is that it's very relaxing. It's pretty easy. I mean, you're following in Fred's tracks, so you can like basically grapple where he grappled. And just basically, like, the game basically tells you where to grapple, more or less. There are some challenging parts, but overall the game is pretty easy. So some people could like the relaxing atmosphere of it. Some people would prefer like a platforming challenge. So it's just based on your personal preference, whether or not you would like this game. The other positive thing is it seems like there's a lot of speedrunning potential here, as the game is pretty short and pretty simple. It seems like there's just a lot of speedrunning potential of like people can optimize jumps and do this pretty quickly, and yeah, just a pretty fun speedrunning experience to try and be as smooth with your platforming as possible. As I am not, as you can see on this clip where I just mess a tech up. However, on the negative side, the story is pretty short. It's about 3 to 4 hours. I think if you try to get for all the collectibles, it can be a little longer, and obviously if you speedrun it over and over, you're going to be playing more. So for $15 on Steam, you might think that is not worth spending that much money. I think this game was worth $15 on Steam, personally, but I understand some people, we all have budgets and the economy's not the best, so I understand if you think that is a little bit pricey for the amount of hours that are actually in the story. And then the other thing is other than the collectibles and speedrunning, there's not really any reason to replay the game other than just playing it again. So it's not, there's no like, at least that I've seen, maybe there's some extra content or whatever I've discovered, so feel free to correct me if I said anything wrong about that, because I would love if there's more content for this game too. But overall, it's a pretty relaxing game. I'd say I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth a check out. If you like platformers, if you like relaxing platformers, this is for you. I mean, there's some platformers out there like Dead Core, which I might also do a video on, that are just very, very challenging. This one is pretty easy, so it's kind of a more relaxing vibe, and that's what you're getting when you're playing this game. So definitely would recommend. See ya.